to what degree the immigration factor is going to cloud the August payrolls number as it seemed to do in the prior month?
Yeah, well, the immigration issue, of course, it's very politically charged, but it's also a very highly charged economic issue. A lot of our statistics don't count. In fact, none of our statistics really count undocumented workers. When they get jobs, it doesn't add to employment. When they join the workforce, it doesn't necessarily raise the unemployment rate, although documented immigrants do. Workers who are not documented don't claim unemployment insurance when they lose their jobs. And when the census comes around to knock on their door to do the household survey for the employment data, they don't answer the door because they don't want anyone to know that they're there. So the immigration numbers distort everything in the labor market right now. The biggest impact that we can assess right now is that documented immigrants are causing labor force size to increase about half a percentage point, maybe more than it otherwise might. And of course, that labor force is the denominator of the unemployment rate. So it affects the unemployment rate numbers, biasing it in any number of different ways.
Herein lies the risk. So even if the immigration factor does lead to a distorted unemployment figure come Friday, and if we do see a number in the realm of 4.3%, if not higher, does it necessarily mean then that the Fed will cut by 50 basis points in about two weeks' time, or are they going to look through that?
So here's what I think it's going to take to get the Fed to move by 50 basis points, all right? It's going to take a big uptick in initial claims for unemployment insurance, evidence of more layoffs occurring in the economy, and a sharp drop-off in hiring, perhaps down to zero. We've seen a modest slowdown in hiring for sure, but the initial claims data that we got this morning showed initial claims for unemployment insurance have gone down over the last month, and they're still at levels that we haven't seen since the 1960s. And continuing claims for unemployment insurance, the number of people who are continuing to receive it, that's down also over the last 5 weekly reports. So we're not seeing anything that I can imagine in the data that's going to trigger the Fed to do what I would call a panicked 50 basis point rate cut. The economy will welcome 25 basis points as relief. It clearly is slowing. Real interest rates have gotten higher. As inflation has come down, the Fed has to do something about that. Yes. But it doesn't have to push the panic button and go 50.